what we've been talking about over these last few meetings, the necessity of registering and the necessity of voting. And this is one of the most significant steps that the Negro can take at this hour, going to the ballot box.
The Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. talking about the significance of voting. Hello, I'm Cameron Turner. The film Selma reminds us not only of the bitter sacrifices that were made to secure the right to vote, but also of the absolute necessity for us to exercise that right to vote. This is a message I feel that some of us on the left need to reconnect with. In recent years, some of us, liberals and progressives, have been far more effective at organizing protest marches than with organizing voter turnout. And while marching is still an effective means for drawing attention to certain issues and expressing our grievances, far too often we've hit the pavement without any substantive objectives. Demonstrators at the World Trade Organization meetings in Seattle clashed with police, but they didn't really organize or mobilize supporters around a set of actions that could influence policy. The Occupy movement began as an inspiring grassroots response to corporate practices that enforce income inequality. But without any unifying agenda, set of demands, or strategy beyond urban camp-ins, Occupy withered to insignificance. Recent demonstrations against police violence in the wake of the Michael Brown and Eric Garner killings have united Americans across racial, ethnic, and socioeconomic lines to make bold and beautiful statements against biased law enforcement and in declaration of the value of black men's lives. But some of these demonstrations have been perplexing to me. It's difficult for me to see the benefit of walking out onto a freeway and blocking traffic in Berkeley, California, or in Los Angeles, or for that matter, interrupting people while they're having brunch at a cafe in New York City. Some of these actions, I fear, confront the wrong individuals and do little or nothing to mobilize people around real political action or to engage power brokers in discussions around change. Republicans swept the November 2014 midterm elections in large measure because some 2/3 of the American electorate, including many left-leaning voters, just didn't bother to go out and vote, just stayed home. That cleared the field for GOP candidates, fueled by their very passionate, very motivated base voters to just sprint right across the electoral goal line, seizing control of the Senate, expanding their majority in the House, and taking control of several governor's mansions in the process. So yes, marching can be a good thing. But if we as liberals are to affect change in this nation and advance our agenda, then marching cannot be our primary course of action. We must continue to cultivate more effective ways to influence the hearts and the minds of the general public as well as our elected officials. And we must absolutely and without fail vote consistently in large numbers in every election, local, state, and national, and not just the presidential elections. So when we march, we must do so not only out in the streets, but more importantly, we must be guided by Dr. Martin Luther King's admonition to march on ballot boxes. That's what the Selma campaign was all about. Thank you for listening. I'm Cameron Turner. That's my 2 cents.
Let us march on ballot boxes, for this is the way we are going to straighten up the South and the nation. Let us march on ballot boxes. And men will have food and material necessities for their bodies, freedom and dignity for their spirits, education and culture for their minds. Let us march on ballot boxes until men and women will no longer walk the streets in search for jobs that do not exist. Let us march on ballot boxes until brotherhood is more than a meaningless word at the end of a prayer, but the first order of business on every legislative agenda. Let us march on ballot boxes.
You got to give the people